Yeah.
Okay.
Red lights.
Well, Brian, first I want to thank you for taking the time, 5-10 minutes to answer some questions from fanatics. They really do appreciate it. They have tons and tons of questions. I took the top 20 questions that they had. Of course, most of them are related to pop. I wonder why.
I don't know.
And here's some of them. Of course, a lot of people want to know how you came up with the idea for pop figures.
Okay. Warner Brothers had challenged us to come up with a unique, stylized vinyl concept that could potentially get into the marketplace in addition to the bobbleheads we were already doing. So we threw a whole bunch of ideas up and took a combination of a lot of the artists' ideas and designs and a little bit of my own, and managed to come up with a format that have actually evolved into pop.
Well, it's a huge hit, and it's like one of my favorite things right now. So I got to agree with and pat you guys on the back, because let me tell you, it's blown the market away. I think it really has.
It's done very well. We're happy with it.
Blake, actually, his question is, who comes up with the design ideas?
I think right now we have 7 full-time artists, and so sometimes it's what artist has an affinity or affection or a love for a property. For example, Amos and Reese were big fans of working on He-Man, so that they would volunteer or grab that one. Wilkie, a big fan of doing Batman 66 TV series, so he'd grab that one. I think it's sometimes it's just a matter of which artist wants to look at which property because they love it so much. And then oftentimes Sean, our creative director, will come back and do some fine tuning, or another artist will have some input, and eventually we get to the end result. But I think every single artist we have on staff has contributed to at least some of the pops and the designs of the pops. So.
Well, I know the new stuff in the catalog has blown me away. I'm very excited about the Batman stuff too, as you know.
Yep.
Betsy from the board wanted to know what your dream pop to be able to get that license for would be.
Right now, currently, the one I would like to do the most, just because I think it's relevant and it's my favorite show, would be Breaking Bad, and that one's going to have to wait a couple more years. Someone locked up a contract that kind of blocked Funko from doing certain products. I like Mezco a lot. They do great products, but he protected himself against our competition. But I think in maybe next couple of years, I think we'll eventually get that done. And then obviously, my love of Hanna-Barbera, I think you will see relatively soon. You'll see some Hanna-Barbera concepts come up, and Looney Tune and Thundercat concepts come up. They didn't make the catalog, but I think it's something you're going to see at the very end of 2013 and the early 2014.
I'm excited. I have to have a pink Puma.
I know you do. I know you do.
All right, I will definitely. I'll stay off that subject.
Okay.
Actually, Betsy also wanted to know real quick: if you ever get a chance to look at that Dream Pop thread, if you've ever gotten an idea from
I
that?
absolutely, positively monitor the board, see what ideas are out there. And there have come ideas, maybe sometimes not necessarily a whole license, because oftentimes we think about that as well. But sometimes it's just a matter of like what characters would like to be seen from that. So if we decide to do an Adventure Time, we'll definitely look at it. Someone's got some suggestions on which characters. So I think there is certainly some inspiration gathered from the board, and there are some ideas of wants that are also similar to ideas and wants we have. So sometimes they run simultaneously, but absolutely there's some influence there.
That's great. Elaine, who is one of our newest members, well, not too new, but she's got a pretty awesome collection already, is very Disney oriented.
Okay.
She was really dying to know if there's going to be an Evil Queen 9-inch coming to go along with Maleficent.
That's a great question, and it's one of my favorite pops. I think we haven't decided yet what's the next 9-inch or couple of 9 inches. We are going to make that decision relatively quickly because we'd like to introduce one at Comic-Con for this year. Certainly that'd be one that would be in the running, but I'm not sure we're exactly there yet. And now that we've got through Toy Fair, I think that will be something we can put a bit of attention to.
Well, and a personal question just for me would be, it's been very busy at the booth this year,
Yeah.
much more than I've seen,
Yeah.
and I'm here annoying
year.
you every year.
Every year.
So has this year really been a much more of a success, or?
Yeah, it absolutely has. Expanded booth space, redesigned booth, 15-foot Batman to accompany us, keep us company.
Gotta love them.
I think more than anything else, the expansion into mini blind box and tin and paper craft with the acquisition of Mixo. We're going to see a lot of those products, being realized in the market rather quickly. Target's picked up all the tin and the paper craft, and so has Barnes & Noble. We're going to be introducing a top secret game middle of the summertime that some of us have got a chance to look at. I think that as we continue to grow and evolve and solidify our position, I think Pop has obviously helped us out. More opportunities are afforded to us by our licensors and additional licensors. So it was a banner year in 2012, but I think we're going to continue the rather rapid growth in 13.
Well, growth is definitely happening. That's all I can say. It's really affecting my wallet. So.
Almost everyone.
So, do you think we'll see any Nightmare before Christmas anniversary pops? Is that something that you guys might be?
Yeah, I think the ones that you'll see in the catalog are kind of a overture to with the 20th anniversary. So I think that we've added a Jack Skellington, a Santa Claus, or Sandy Claus. We've
the clown with the tearaway face.
Put a Zero Pop in. The blind box is basically targeted for the 20th anniversary, and then rather soon, in the next 3 or 4 weeks, we're working on a 20th anniversary program as a whole in some atypical areas that we haven't done before. We're going to put out our first apparel line at Comic-Con with DC Domo, and then we're going to follow that up with some Pulp Fiction apparel and some Nightmare Before Christmas 20th anniversary. But we also got some really fun, whimsical products like a sculpted Jack Skellington Magic 8-Ball and some other secret things that we're going to announce pretty soon. Building a whole program around the 20th anniversary, kind of all in the Funko Pop style.
That's awesome. That actually takes care of a couple of questions from people.
There you go.
And then somebody who's looking towards Thundercats.
Yeah,
a possibility.
Yeah, absolutely. We locked that up in conjunction with the Looney Tunes and Hanna-Barbera. So they will come probably late 13, early 14.
Awesome. That's totally. Are you still making the 6-foot pieces, the pops? If somebody wants it for a store or actually for a living room?
Yeah, absolutely. They just need to contact us, and we'll get them the current pricing on all that stuff. Anything we've already made at least one of, we can always remake for a fan. So absolutely.
Okay, great. So to get off the pop finally,
yep.
Although it is one of my favorites, I actually have a question from Jacob. Our resident reverend, and he wanted to know if you own a pink watch.
I do own a pink watch. And amongst other bright, vivid colors, I do have a pink watch. Absolutely.
Corey actually wants to know what was the last Pez that you bought?
I just bought a Cow A off of eBay less than 4 days ago. Pez and I. It's a very tumultuous relationship that goes in and out, ebbs and flows, much like most collectors do with their stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's like a disease I can't seem to shake.
I know that feeling.
I think now I've just got a thing where I want to start collecting Pez cows for a while. Pez cows A and B, all retro. I really don't like to touch any of the new Pez's in the last 20 years. The designs are just terrible. But there's always a spot. It's my first love, and I think there's always going to be a spot for some sort of Pez collection, even though I continually go back and forth with trading it in, selling it, buying it again.
I know the feeling. I sold my Pez collection quite a long time ago. The only ones I actually kept are fantasy Pez's that I have.
Oh yeah?
Because you know me and Funny Face.
Yeah,
I have those Funny Face ones.
Absolutely.
That were hand sculpted. One of your other passions, I know, is Huckleberry Hound.
Yep.
Actually, Scotty wanted to know if there might be any Wobblers, Huck Wobblers coming in the future.
You know, with the renewal of the new contract and adding Thundercats and Looney Tunes to the Pop, we are going to be able to go back and make some of the old Hanna-Barbera Wobblers for the future. You know, just kind of reissue them, maybe do some variants and stuff. I think Gemini Collectibles is going to be a good resource for those kind of items. But yeah, absolutely. I think there's already some fun things we're going to do with that in the very, very near future.
That's awesome. I'll be looking forward to that too, because I pretty much have all of them. So
I think you'll expect to see them.
Then I had a question from JJ Whitman on the board, and he's interested in Dragon Ball Z. Is that something, a license that you guys pursued?
It's something that we're actually in a discussion with right now. I think we're trying to get a general sense of if we got into anime, where's a good place to start.
Right.
I'm not sure I have that sense yet, because I'm not that familiar with the property, but I do know certain retailers like Hot Topic have asked us to get into that segment. So of course, when one of our top retailers asks, we usually look into it. I think you might see an anime title here or there probably in the near future. I'm just not exactly sure which one.
That's cool. It's definitely an untapped market for you guys. So I think that you guys would definitely do it justice. And of course, the last question I saved is, of course, everybody wants to know what Freddy's we can expect for Fun Days this year.
Well,
I know that you really never give us any hints ahead of time.
Yeah, well, the cat's out of the bag a little bit with the debut of the 9-inch Freddy Pop for Toy Fair. We made only 12 of them, one of which I think is residing in your backpack. I can tell you there'll be one colorway sold at the booth. I can tell you that there'll be three colorways that will be given away at Fun Days. And I can tell you that there are at least 2 Freddy character 9-inch pops. You should be, if you think real hard, you probably can figure out what those might be. Because you only have so many 9-inch pop that would make sense as Freddy Funko costumes or designs. So if you guys put your brain to it, I bet you'll figure out fairly quickly what those 2 possibly could be. But I think you'll expect to see 2, and we might just come up with one more 9-inch that would wow you, and that's just the 9 inches. And then I haven't gone through the process of the smaller, the Freddy Funko 4 inches, but that's always a fun job to do. So I think that 8's always a good number, and so I think we did 8 last time. I would expect 8 really, really good Freddy Funko.
So you heard it here first, guys. Bring all your friends to Fun Days, because if you want to get those Freddys, you're going to need people to back you up and to help you carry them home.
Yeah, the price on those at Fun Days are pretty good when they're free. So that's I would definitely encourage anybody who has not made it to Fun Days and/or Comic-Con to come. As we did last year, Funko with our triple the booth space, and we'll be able to even get a little bit more Comic-Con tickets to help people out. So we will continue to do what we can to get as many fans as we can there. We love the support, and more than anything else, our licensors love the support. They love to see our fans in action, and we have some of the best fans in the world when it comes to toys.
And I have to say that, my table, of course, was the one right next to the licensors. They had the best time this last year.
Yeah.
I've never seen the excitement that's in the room just transferred to them. And they were like, "Wow, I can't believe this."
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Thanks again for taking the time. I know it's very busy here for you here.
All right.
And I can't thank you enough for that, Freddy.
Yeah.
It's the centerpiece of my pop collection now.
Good. Absolutely, man. Thanks a lot, Ron.
Thanks a lot, Brian. I really appreciate the time.
You bet, man. Have a good one.
All right. That's it from Toy Fair. Thanks. Thank you, sir.
Hey, no worries.
That's awesome.
No problem, man. My pleasure.